Well, hello, and welcome to the Bankside Science Podcasts and to 2026. So, I guess this is Happy New Year. Now, as you probably recognise the voice, I'm Simon Shepherd and I'm the lead science teacher here at Bankside School. And in case you've ever wondered, I'm a proper scientist, and I was a scientist long before I became a teacher. And I've used what I learned in every single day, all of that science, in my professional career. And what I want to do in these podcasts is we're going to chat about the science that you learn in school that's really helpful. What it actually means, where you see it in real life, and why it really matters. And believe it or not, the science we learn at school is probably the most important and fundamental science there is. No question about it. I'm still using some of the science that I learned in GCSE. So, where do we start? So in these podcasts, you won't have to write anything down, but obviously you can if you want to. And you don't have to remember anything. But again, it would be great if you could. But what I want you to do is just listen, think, and be curious. So I thought we'd start right at the very beginning with a deceptively simple question. What is science? Well, when I started off in science, I didn't spend my day memorising facts. I spent my day asking questions. Questions like, why isn't this working? What happens if I change one thing? What's this evidence actually telling me? And that is exactly the same thing I want us to start practicing in school science. So I guess there's a big question here, isn't there? When you hear the word science, what do you think of? Do you think of explosions? Do you think of goggles? Do you think of Bunsen burners? Do you think of weird smells? And that usually isn't me farting. A lot of people think that science is literally just experiments and equipment. And yeah, do you know what? That's part of it. But fundamentally, like I've said, science is about questions. And it's about being curious. And it starts, believe it or not, with just noticing things. And I guess the other thing is that science isn't guessing. Science observes carefully. Science tests ideas. Science gets to repeat experiments to see if they're right or wrong. And science will always look for the evidence. And sometimes, and I'll be honest, science gets it wrong. It's not always right, but that's not failure, that's scientific progress. And that's one of my very favourite things about science, is that we strive to get it right. And when we don't, we strive again and repeat the experiment. Science isn't allowed to change its mind. So if new evidence appears, scientists don't ignore it. They adjust their thinking and crack on. That's how we get better medicines, safer buildings, cleaner water, and smarter technology. Science isn't having all the answers, it's about asking questions to get the answers. Have a little think about something you've used today, whether it's your phone, your iPad, your laptop, your microwave, your dishwasher. None of those things would exist without science. And that's not complicated science, it's basic science. The kind of science that you're learning now at school. Now, of course, the stuff we learn at school is biology, chemistry, and physics. And we organise them into those three areas. Chemistry is, of course, about substances and changes. Physics is about forces, energy, and how things work. And then biology, well, that's you, that's your body. Your biology is your body. The food you eat is chemistry. And the fact that you can move at all, well, that's pretty much physics, chemistry, and biology doing its thing. So over the next few weeks, we'll be releasing these podcasts, and I'll try and cover lots of things that we're doing in school, in class, so you get a better understanding if maybe you've not attended that lesson, or maybe you've just forgot. So let's just pause for one little moment before I go. Think of one thing today that made you go, oh, that's interesting. Well, that moment was science starting. So, every time that you use a microscope, try an experiment, or talk about why something happens, you are learning how to think scientifically. Science isn't just about memorizing facts. It's about understanding the world one idea at a time. So, science is how we ask questions about the world and use evidence to answer the questions. Next time, the very next podcast episode, we'll explore another gigantic question. And that question is, what does it mean to be living? Thanks a lot. See you next time, and bye for now.